Howie, and I'm here in front of Festival Foods in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We're going to do a little bit of a grocery store tour today, and I'm going to go through some of the products that I have in my own cupboard at home and a lot of the products that I recommend to my clients when I'm doing nutrition therapy with them. I hope you find this video useful. Alright, so here we are at the natural aisle at Festival Foods, and this is an aisle that I send a lot of new clients to for various staples or ingredients for recipes I'm sending them or foods that I'm recommending to them. So we'll kind of go part by part here. First of all, the chips section. There's really nothing here I would recommend as far as a highly nutritious, nutrient-packed food. But I do have another video I did on healthy car snacks that's on the resources tab of my website. So I will refer you to that for other options. But one of the foods I do recommend in that video is these Chera chips, the original. The thing I like about these is they are a pretty good variety of different root vegetables. It's not just russet potatoes with oil and salt on them. So you're getting a little bit better nutrient profile. There's no added there's no added sugar. There is some sea salt. The one ingredient that is a little bit kind of not as ideal as could be is the expeller press canola oil or vegetable oil. Those types of oils tend to be kind of crappier most of the time, a little more acidified than a cold pressed healthier oil like an olive oil, for example. But just on the whole, this is going to be a better choice than the average potato chip. If you have to have potato chips, I would then try to pick a brand that has a healthier oil that it's being baked in. So something like these ones that have avocado oil, or even olive oil, or even down here the purple heirloom potato chips with the coconut oil. Those are all going to be much healthier oils to eat potato chips. Okay, over on this side we've got the frozen foods. What I like about Festival Foods is they do have a pretty good variety of many different things that I tend to recommend to clients. And so as far as their healthier meats go, they do have grass-fed meats of various varieties. Not always going to be as cheap as going to the farmer's market, but you do have a good variety here. Everything from ground beef to cuts of steak to grass-fed bacon that's nitrate-free. So a lot of foods that might not be as good for you if not prepared or coming from a healthy animal, you can definitely source here. Okay, and so I want to kind of show another couple of products that I mentioned in my Healthy Car Snacks video. The two here at the bottom by a company called Go Raw. There are some sprouted flax zesty pizza snacks and some sprouted watermelon seeds. Why I love these products is because they are already in sprouted form, meaning they're activated, meaning they're very easy to digest. The ingredients are very minimal. For example, the watermelon seeds just have Celtic sea salt added to them, so that's great. Same thing with the flax snacks. Okay, and another product that I think is great just as a grab-and-go snack is something like kale chips. With these, though, too, you do want to look at the ingredients and make sure that there's no added sugar. These ones in particular have mainly spices, lemon juice, sea salt, nutritional yeast, so all pretty high-quality ingredients. So those are just a couple of things in the snack aisle that I think are great for kind of car snacking or on-the-go snacks. Okay, and as far as the nut butters go, I'm just going to show a couple products that I either recommend because they're in recipes that I really love or I think are great just snacks for people at home. The first one is this raw cashew butter. I use this quite a bit in a recipe I really like that's a paleo bread recipe, and so this one doesn't have any added sugar or salt to it, so it's just pure raw cashew butter. And then also, I'm a big fan of almond butter. If you can't get it activated, there are some ways you can get it via ordering online where you have the actual almonds sprouted, but if you're stuck with a grocery store, I would try to get a brand that is organic and has no sugar added to it. Sea salt would be okay, but you really have to watch with the nut butters because a lot of times they do add a little bit of cane sugar or even sometimes honey or some kind of sweetener to the butter. And speaking of sweeteners, here are the sweeteners kind of at the top shelves of this aisle here. Again, I kind of get asked if I have to use a sweetener, I really have trouble giving up sugar, what should I use? I'm always going to say that something like a raw honey and a true raw honey product like this really raw honey, even this Madhaba brand of the unfiltered honey are great choices. Raw honey has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. And a lot of times too, if it's raw, it's antimicrobial, and that can also be an added bonus. The other benefit with raw honey is that it's already in its simplest form, which is glucose. So it's just a simple sugar molecule. When it hits your digestive system, it absorbs into the gut without needing additional digestion. So people with weak digestive systems tend to handle raw honey pretty well. If you can't do honey or you need something beyond honey, my second recommendation would be something like real maple syrup. Again, because it's got a good mineral vitamin profile, and it's coming directly from the maple tree itself. Alright, so just going to show you here a staple in my pantry, which is organic shredded unsweetened coconut flakes. I use coconut flakes in a lot of my recipes, and it's important to get them unsweetened. So if you're looking for something like this for your recipes, this is where it is located here at Festival Foods. Another product I'm going to show real quick here is, again, speaking chocolate, that can sometimes be a hard one for people to give up. So again, if you have to eat chocolate, what would be the best kind of quality of chocolate? I do like this Enjoy Life brand because it does have no dairy or soy in it. It's oftentimes hard to find chocolate chips or chocolate that don't have a soy stabilizer in them. So these ones are great because they're free of all those things. Okay, so here are all the Bob's Red Mill products. I don't oftentimes recommend a lot of just grain or even gluten-free flour products to the clients I'm working with because that tends to be a sensitivity for most people, or many people I should say. But I do like these products because a lot of them are in whole food form. For example, the millet here is great because if you handle grains well, you can get this kind of product and actually soak it yourself at home and make a good quality millet. Same thing with the steel cut oats. A lot of times people really like to eat oats and they'll want to know which type of oat is best for me. And I usually direct them to a steel cut oat because, again, you can soak these and activate them and they can be very nutritious for you. Just a couple of the things I want to point out here. Raw coconut butter or coconut manna is something that I use quite a bit, and it also shows up a lot in paleo desserts or just more of a nutrient-dense type of dessert. A lot of people are not familiar with this. It is different from coconut oil. This is the actual kind of butter that comes from the coconut itself. Sometimes you see it as coconut manna as well as coconut butter. It's the same thing. And then again on the bottom shelf you've got the coconut oils, the red palm oil, things like hemp oil, avocado oil. This organic sesame oil is very high quality, and then something like an extra virgin cold pressed olive oil are all great healthy fats to have on stock in your kitchen. Okay, and I'm going to quickly kind of show where the kombucha is here at Festival Foods. This drink has become popular recently because it's very tasty, kind of has a fizzy pop like soda, but yet there are still a number of people I've recommended this to that are not familiar with kombucha. So I usually will tell them come to Festival Foods and sample a kombucha. You can buy one here and give it a shot and see if it's something that you really do like to drink. It's a great probiotic for those that handle probiotics well, and if you're thinking about home brewing kombucha, it gives you the ability to kind of try it store-bought first and see if it's something you really like. Kids really like it. Sometimes it's a good treat just to give a kid that needs a little boost in probiotics. Okay, so I just want to show you the plantain chips. These again I spoke of in my Healthy Car Snacks video, located on my website. This is where they're found, kind of near the dried fruit and other snacks on the end cap here at the Natural Foods Outlet at Festival Foods. Again, why I like these is because they're pretty much just plantains, palm oil, and sea salt. A great snack again for kids that doesn't have any sugar added and still tastes really great. So I love this as kind of just a go-to easy thing to have on hand. Okay, so here are the organic eggs in the Natural Foods aisle. I try to always get organic with eggs because I do feel like you're going to get a difference in quality versus something that just says cage-free. There's a lot of play on words that a lot of farmers can kind of do with their packaging to make you think the egg is really high quality, but quite honestly, you really do want to find an egg source from a farmer who really pastures their chickens, meaning they get to kind of roam around and eat bugs and dirt and grass and everything. If you can't find that, then I would definitely get organic. I do like this Milo's Poultry Farms brand. This is usually what I get myself because it's pretty reasonable as far as the price goes. If you ever shop at Woodman's in Appleton, you can actually find these in 18 count for about $5, a little bit more than that, which I think is a pretty good price for organic eggs. Just another thing to kind of note here is the organic butter. A lot of people might still have the thinking that butter is not good for you. This is actually a very healthy fat for you. And again, if it comes from a pastured cow, the cow is going to be eating grasses that are very high in the omega-3 fatty acids, which our diet tends to be low in. So if you're eating a butter that comes from a cow that's pastured, you are going to get a high source of omega-3s in your diet from the butter as well. And then kind of just another thing to note here, the raw cheese. I do come across quite often clients who do love their cheese. We are in Wisconsin, and so sometimes if it's difficult for them to totally trying to take dairy out of their diet just to see if that helps with various digestive issues I work with, I will have them at least try to go to more of a raw style cheese. The advantage with raw style cheeses is that they contain the enzymes that are present in the cow's milk before it becomes pasteurized and homogenized, which is what happens with cow's milk and the milk that's used to make most cheeses in the grocery store. So these are actually, again, a much more easily digestible, healthier form of cheese. And then kind of just one more thing to point out here, kind of down in the bottom, the Bubby's sauerkraut, and then there's a couple of brands even above that that are natural forms of sauerkraut. Sauerkraut, if it's made in a raw form like this, found in the refrigerated section, it can be a really healthy probiotic and a great food source for getting probiotics in the diet. And this is something that I also recommend a lot of clients to try if they know that they like sauerkraut. Okay, so I just want to point out that Festival Foods does have some organic nuts, which can sometimes be difficult to find at the grocery store. If you don't want to order yours online, you can certainly come here and find some almonds for sure, which are kind of right over here are the organic raw almonds, and you do want to try to get raw if you can, not roasted. And then they have organic raw pepitas, and I do tend to have, if any of the nuts, a lot of the pepitas and a lot of the almonds always on stock in my pantry because I use those in a lot of the recipes that I work with, and a lot of the recipes I would share with my clients probably are going to call for these things too. So this is where they're found in the nut aisle in Festival Foods. Okay, and I just want to show you real quickly, if you aren't able to go to the farmer's market and get good quality meat from a farmer there, that Festival Foods does have grass-fed meat. Here it's just kind of a small section, but you know, pretty good options for steaks, hamburgers, you know, that type of red meat, which is coming from a grass-fed source, which is going to be very healthy for you compared to vegetable meat.